everyone, I'm Danny702 and today we are in Winter Garden, Florida. Winter Garden is located about 15 miles west of downtown Orlando. This charming city is known for its historic downtown area, and it's got plenty of things to do in the area. From its restaurants, coffee shops, boutiques, retail shops, it also has a local brewery, really nice walking paths, and an awesome farmer's market. There's also a really cool indoor marketplace with some unique findings and foods. I came through this area a couple of months back to go to their farmers market. A lot of people recommended the farmers market here that's usually held on Saturdays, so definitely check that out. But we walked through the town just a little bit and I have wanted to come back ever since. I was so intrigued by all the old buildings. There are signs in a lot of places explaining exactly what those buildings used to be, so I'm excited to get to explore it a little bit more in depth, bring you guys with me and learn a little bit of history. In the 1850s, settlers started coming to this area because of the farmland and rich soil you can find here. The area is close to Lake Apopka, which is the 4th largest lake in Florida. You can imagine all the citrus and vegetable farming that took place, and if you close your eyes and take a deep breath in, you just might be able to smell the fresh citrus. Okay, maybe not, but on this corner, farmers built a small wooden train station after the Orange Belt Railroad reached the area in 1886. By 1899, there was a second rail line built and a depot nearby, and Winter Garden's business district was built next to the rail lines. Now you can find the Central Florida Railroad Museum here. I do wish it was open. It would be really cool to see the photos and artifacts to tie everything in, but maybe another time. The railroad routes are part of the West Orange Trail, which is a popular bike trail that runs 22 miles through Central Florida. This is where the Central Florida Railroad Museum is. Usually it's open daily 1 to 5, closed on select holidays. But this placard states that this building was constructed in 1913, replacing the earlier 1899 station. Winter Garden was officially incorporated as a city in 1908. Fires destroyed the wooden buildings that once used to sit on the street, and they were replaced with the brick buildings. Noticing a lot of people in those golf carts. Must be one of those towns. That would be so fun. The city quickly became a major citrus shipping point, and the city continued to expand. In 1927, the Edgewater Hotel opened to accommodate people flocking to Lake Apopka, which was known as the largemouth bass capital. It was said you can catch your daily limit in just an hour at that time. The hotel even added a fish cleaning station on each floor. Humphrey Bogart and Clark Gable were said to have stayed here at the Edgewater. Also in the 1960s, workers that were building the Magic Kingdom were known to have stayed here. The hotel closed in the late 60s and sat abandoned, but in 1995 the current owners purchased the hotel. With years of hard work to clean it up and restore, they were able to open for business yet again. The hotel still takes reservations, so you can have a 1920s experience, but with today's accommodations and comforts, of course. I fell in love with this hotel and I put it on my to-do list when I looked it up when I was doing research on this place. If you guys are into bed and breakfast and you're coming to Central Florida, definitely check this place out. Unfortunately, the lobby is closed for deep cleaning. Wah, wah. I guess we'll have to come back another time. Now this sign states that this used to be the Pounds Mortar Company building, constructed in 1926. Hoyle Pounds operated the largest tractor dealership in the southeast U.S. He encouraged citrus owners to replace the mules that they used to plow the groves with the motorized tractors. It also states that Pounds was an inventor. He frequently adapted farm equipment for better use in the citrus industry. Today is a good day to have a good day. I agree with that. The city had some trouble in the late 1960s when Lake Apopka became polluted and cars had replaced trains, and then major highways had been newly built and it brought businesses elsewhere. A sign states that in the 1980s, the citrus industry took a major hit and the buildings in the downtown district stood mostly abandoned. Orange County replaced the Plant Street Railroad tracks with the West Orange Trail in 1994, which sparked a turnaround. Then in 1996, downtown Winter Garden was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. I read that the oldest structure built here in the downtown area was built in 1912. Walking through here, you can definitely get a little bit of a glimpse of what it might have been like in the early 1900s. The city seems very proud of its history. There's not only a railroad museum, but there is also a heritage museum. I found a placard on this building that stated it was built in 1921, and it housed many businesses throughout the years, of course. It first started as mostly a clinic as physicians rented out the first floor. The Winter Garden Theater was restored to keep up with its original design, and I love the 1950s style marquee and retro ticket booth. Pretty awesome. They still do showing here, so it looks like they're doing Hello Dolly, It's a Wonderful Life, Beauty and the Beast, and A Christmas Story during Christmas time. Fun fact, there are a lot of winter towns here in sunny Florida. Let's see, there's Winter Garden, Winter Park, Winter Springs, Winter Haven, and there's also a town called Christmas. So this is the Plant Street Market, and this is their indoor market. It is really, really cool. You usually have a whole bunch of different vendors in here. So for instance, fresh coffee. Looks like they have a juice bar. This is something I'm always interested in, local honey. It does look like a lot of their vendors are closed today. It is Monday, and things are just now opening up here in Florida, but still some of them, maybe half of them are still open. I did want that coffee though. And we're currently in Crooked Can, which is the local brewery here in Winter Garden. Plenty of beers on tap. Sure does smell good. I'm not currently hungry though. Ooh, I let them in. I was hoping to get some coffee. I might have to stop somewhere else though. There is a new National Geographic series produced by Leonardo DiCaprio that had a lot of their scenes filmed right here on what's called Plant Street here in downtown Winter Garden. Now, I believe it's taken place in the 1950s, so I heard that this whole place was decked out in like classic cars and dapper dressed extras. That would have been really cool to see. I think it will be on Disney Plus. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. And I'm absolutely loving the residential streets. The trees and the moss hanging down, the Spanish moss, and the old style houses. Beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and learned a little bit about Winter Garden here in Florida. My Patreon and my Instagram links will be in that description box below. Until next time guys, take time to explore your town, and we'll see you later. So I'm not too sure what is in the store. It just says vintage homemade stuff, but I want this gigantic bunny. Ah! She's watching out the window. I didn't address the whole issue going on in this video simply because I didn't think it was necessary. It was a video on the history of Winter Garden, but if you're curious, I think there are more places open than there are closed here on Plant Street. I did bring my bandana to cover my face in between shots, and yeah, that's about it. Looking up. A lot of different vendors showcasing their art, fresh and local produce. Oh man, artichokes are so good. It's such a pain to eat and make, but they're so good. So colorful. You can even get live blue crabs and jumbo shrimp here. This is a legit farmer's market. This is probably one of the biggest farmer's market I've ever seen. They spotted some chicken pot pie. They're big. I saw it was like 18 bucks. Look at all the different hot sauces. Pumpkin spice hot sauce. Interesting. We're getting a mango colada here. It was so good. They had free samples out. We had to get it.
Oh yeah, really good. Like super fresh.
Ooh. Whipped cream and cherry on top.